All right, everybody, let's talk about organizational patterns and why we care. All right, so when it comes to the ACT test, identifying the organizational pattern is going to be helpful for you in a couple of ways. First off, if you know the organizational pattern of the particular passage that you're looking at, it will help you know where to look to find answers. Also, there are some questions, especially in the structural section, where you will be asked specifically how a passage is set up. And so if you already know the basic structure of the passage, these questions will be a piece of cake for you because you've already done the work and you've already identified the structure of the passage. So there are two very common types of structures that you can look at. So we do have, of course, logic and contrast, which you are going to read about. But the two most common types are, let's scroll down here, right here. Okay, so chronological is one of the more common passage types, and outline structure is the other more common structure type. So let's talk about what chronological is. Chronological basically means that you are looking at a passage that goes throughout the span of time. So for example, if you're reading an article about a scientist's great discovery, it might start with talking about his early years and how he got inspired to find that discovery, and then what finally led him to that discovery. That would be chronological, all right? And so if you were asked a question then about his early years or what happened before he created this great discovery, then you can go back and look, at the beginning of the text because that's where that answer is going to be. On the other hand, if something is written in outline structure, that means that it is basically going to be a 5-paragraph essay where you're going to start off with a topic sentence, supporting detail, and concluding sentence. So it is a very standard traditional 5-paragraph essay. Of course, it will likely be more than 5 paragraphs, but it's a very traditional format that you have been using for informational and argumentative essays since forever. Okay, so this you know this format. All right. And so again, if you know that you are looking at something that is an outline format, that makes your life really easy because all you need to do is look at the first sentence of each paragraph and you then know pretty much what the paragraph is going to be about. You also know roughly where to find the thesis statement in the first paragraph, and so you can get a general idea of what the central idea is, and also kind of where they're going with this entire piece of text. So anyway, if you know that, this will make your life so much easier. Okay, so you can usually tell from the first sentence of a paragraph or a passage if you are looking at a chronological passage or if you are looking at an outline passage. So what you are going to do, and this is your assignment, you are going to identify chronological or outline structure. All right. And you are going to identify that just off of these sentences. So these sentences here are the first sentence of the text. And you are going to read the sentence and you are going to see if you can figure out if this passage would be written in chronological structure or outline structure. Now, I'm going to give you a hint. Okay. If the first sentence talks about time. So if it says, in so-and-so's early years, or when so-and-so was really young, then you're probably looking at chronological format. All right. However, if it sounds like a traditional topic sentence where it's giving you information about what the paragraph is going to be about, then you are looking at outline structure. So let's take a look at this very first one. We're going to do number 1 together. It says, in the Middle Ages, few ordinary people knew how to read and write. All right, so here at the top, it talks about Middle Ages. That should be a clue. So that clue lets me know that I am looking at something that is likely chronological structure. So on this line, I would just write chronological. Now, since you are going to be typing your answers in Canvas you will be typing number 1, chronological. All right. Now, let's take a look at number 2 and see if number 2 is any different. The American writers exhibited this fascination with nature in their poetry. All right, so that sounds more like a traditional topic sentence. There's no mention of time or anything like that. This is just a very traditional topic sentence, which is giving us information about what the rest of the paragraph is going to be about. So this would be outline structure. So for number 2, I would write number 2, outline. All right, so you're going to continue on and do 3 through 8 on your own. And when you are finished, go ahead and submit your assignment. If you have any questions, let me know.